Alright, welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. Last time we took a huge chunk of Scandinavia, leaving Sweden, I wouldn't say a minor rump state, but without any land in Finland except for Åland here. Åland. I don't know how you pronounce the little circle over the A, but I'm sure it's not what it looks like. And we have a truce with them for a while. A truce with Burgundy from demanding Antwerpen recently is running out, and I don't think I need the fort in Zealand anymore. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. So, maybe it would have been better to keep that, but that's fine. It would have been better to keep that, get rid of the one in Holland, and then that would have been a little bit better, but that's okay. I don't think there is one in Ghent. There isn't, so... obviously, Burgundy will not respond favorably to a threatened war. Not only because we have a truce with them for 2 years, but because there is a modifier to it, so that they will not accept a demand for another thing, while they already have that modifier on them. In addition to that, there's quite a lot of aggressive expansion going on that we don't necessarily want to rack up anymore in Europe. So, what's the idea here? Well, one of the things we can do quite a lot of is expansion in the New World. The places that are... Oh, Spain is getting huge. The places that are adjacent to our colonies, we can... What's the best way of putting this? Advise our colonies to fabricate claims and stuff on that via the menu of things that we want, right? And so we can just select every single province that has anybody in it at all, and just say we want every province in the New World. There's not anybody to oppose us. Everybody who is a colonizer is our vassal, Portugal, who hates us, or one of our personal union members who doesn't actually care and wants to help us get all of these provinces, right? That said, there's a little bit less of an advantage to doing that with some of these, but it's fine. New Granada. So they've actually made this into a... Yeah, okay, cool. This is Spain's... this is Spain's colony over here. They're Colombia. So, yeah, Spain is going crazy building this big-ass Florida. That's great. That's perfect. They're using their colonists pretty much exactly how I want them to, building New World colonies rather than building Old World colonies, which cost me more money. So Portugal's building a bunch of colonies over here. Brittany has a little one here, too. Now, how much of the trade do we have here? We can also think about doing some stuff in Africa. West African Charter needs... I control 0.1%. Evidently, I'm not doing very well then. Did I never add the center of trade? No, I did. This can be added. It may be because I just reloaded this save, so that it's not giving me the proper numbers. Finland still needs still needs 3 more cities. They're building 1 right now, and they will continue to build some. I can't really affect that too much. New England still needs a few. New Aragon needs a few. That's my new one. In where did I put that? Yeah, in here. The Coromandel Charter, which is just the little islands I have in the center of the Indian Ocean. I don't want to do that. Let's just set everybody back to supportive. Now we got a rebel uprising, yes, in Finland soon. We've got a couple armies stationed there to deal with that. We're at negative 30 diplomatic power. I think we could just start up again. So one of the things that happened was Bohemia took a few provinces from Austria, including Wieden, which is Vienna. So that's funny. We can probably get that back for them later if we want to. I'm not sure that we do, but who knows yet, right? Some new heavies. Let's mothball this. Didn't we already have this? What the... Did we have this? Maybe we keep getting this until we cancel them? I could have sworn I had this. I don't know. I'll take the money. Fuck that! Why? Why not? It's just keep giving us free money. At this point, becoming Defender of the Faith wouldn't necessarily be that much of a bad thing. But it hardly has any real advantage for us, right? Because we've converted most of our provinces. And the only ones we need to really convert are, you know, provinces that take a long time anyway. So Spain's pretty much all Protestant now. Yeah, they're all entirely Protestant. That's good. France, I don't think, has the ability to switch out of these reformed provinces yet because they were converted via centers of Reformation. And a great deal of these provinces are still Catholic, but since the Protestants won the war, pretty much all of this stuff in the Empire is going to become, or in the Empire, former Empire, is going to become either Protestant or Reformed eventually. Some of which through our own means. Desires of the flesh. We continue. So while we have successfully managed to keep the truth from the rest of the court, it's only a matter of time until it gets out, unless we do something. Emperor George I recently discovered that his wife, Empress Consort Elizabeth, is having an affair. Not only that, but the other guilty culprit is none other than our advisor, Ernest Augustus Clinton. The trust we put in him was obviously unfounded. So this is our tax modifier, dude. Say this cannot continue. Find out what Ernest Augustus Clinton wants for his silence. Lose 405 ducats. Say this is high treason, and no less. We shall have Ernest Augustus Clinton's head for this. East Anglia gets 3 local unrest, and we kill this guy. I cannot have an adulteress for a queen. Elizabeth must go. We get local tax modifier, unrest, and manpower from Fife, which is a part of Scotland. I believe the most prosperous part of Scotland. So this is actually the least bad of these things. How is the queen herself? A tactical genius, you say? We've got an heir, so there's not really any problem with getting rid of her. I suppose the main issue here is that we won't necessarily get another royal marriage for a while. So we'll be without a consort if our king dies, and he's 45. That's not terribly unlikely. And East Anglia probably doesn't have much in the way of unrest anyway. East Anglia is the area, I believe. Yes, Norfolk, Essex, and London, which all have massive negative unrest, if I were to guess. Yeah, so, whatever. Chop his head off. And, we'll get a new guy. We do want a new one of these guys, because we're wanting to be switching to an administrative idea to pick up administrative or humanist. I think this half-priced guy is the most logical choice here. Once our cores kick in, we'll be good as far as what we need to do. So since our truce is running out with Burgundy, let's start fabricating a spy network on them. It'll be done next year. That's not what I want. That is how you cheat, by the way. To get infinite guys. But I'm not even gonna bother addressing that. Okay. Smolensk is in Sweden. Or one of these Scandinavian places. Holstein's full state. I needed to spend some points. We got 3 years until we can get anything. Declared war on Korchin. Interesting. So, last time we actually got a chance to rival Russia, didn't we? We did. I'll say okay. Keep doing that. We got positive diplomatic power. We have a slot open for another accepted culture, which will probably, not probably, it will definitely be Dutch. Let's take these boats here. Mothball all of these. Should cut down our costs considerably. Alright. This rebel uprising will happen when? .6 years, so pretty soon. Pretty soon. Obviously, I want to wait until my core is finished before doing anything. How long does Milan have a truce with them? 1605. So we've got plenty of time to take Savoy from them. Taking Savoy from them is the #1 priority, and is the entire reason why I think we should go to war with them. Well, Cumbria is the only thing we can convert, so we'll do that. So once this gets up to 100, I'll have to consider whether I want to do this. When is this going to be available to buy? 96. And by the time that is available, I will be able to buy these techs. So I'll be another tech behind. I think it'll be fine to buy the culture though. Disputed succession in Denmark, that's not really a problem. Don't have a truce with them. But, yeah. Oh, I also have a shitload of forts over here that I don't really need. As a matter of fact, I don't need Elfsborg at all anymore, so goodbye, Elfsborg. And these can be turned off as well. I'm selectively turning them off because I need the one in... I'll leave this one on. We get a couple of high unrest areas nearby. But, yeah. There's forts over here that are fine. It's just waiting. Austria entered an alliance with Brandenburg. What the hell are you doing, Austria? My tutor guy. I might want to break my ties with Austria. I lost my military advisor. A very attractive group. Take that. Still losing a little bit of money. Once this unrest goes away. Or once these things finish, which will be next year. And then... Oh, we're losing even more money now. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm more than willing to lose money on colonies. That is exactly what I want to be losing money on right now. It's keeping the Ottoman. Yes, this is my other colony coming. Keeping the Ottoman out of Australia. Now, if somebody else wanted to come into Australia and start building a colony, you know, say some, you know, honorable Spaniard, I wouldn't put that past him, you know. It's not necessary anymore. I wouldn't begrudge that. Let's count the provinces. Can we actually fit 2? If we can't fit 2, we might as well have one huge one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, there's enough for 2. Now the question is, can we keep anybody else out of there and have people... Well, Spain's got room, so there's no reason to worry about that. And we'll probably be taking those islands from the Ottomans eventually. I really should start thinking about what I want to do vis-a-vis a war with the Ottomans. Let's talk about... just as they may declare war on us. Morocco. So Morocco here is allied with Tunis. If we were to declare war on them, it wouldn't call in the Ottomans, but Tunis is pretty big. Not too scary, but they're pretty big. But the only thing that Spain has a direct claim on is Gibraltar. And they've converted it all back to Sunni, as they are wont to do. So, the other option here is because these cores well, actually, Portugal had to give up a bunch of their cores, so those cores no longer exist down here, making that a much less attractive prospect right now. So maybe we will avoid that. In any case, Spain has the clout with which to deal with Morocco largely by themselves, and this 40,000 stack over here doesn't really bother me. Tunis, that's their entire army. Morocco has less than 30. So I could have a single one of these large stacks over here, and that would largely, you know, prevent any problems there. Now I still do have that mythical slot open that I wish to be won over my relationship limit pretty much at all times. Open. But one of the things I need to think about is I need to get rid of one of my dudes, because keeping them around for too long is not going to get me much of anywhere. And I think definitely that's going to be Brittany. So when does my thing run out? Click on that and I get that. When does my modifier for that run out? The end of next year. So we've got basically 2 years to do stuff. Oh, we got that, so let's go ahead and put Dutch as an accepted culture. That will help us out quite a bit, and especially when it comes to converting provinces we may get in the future. All of our Dutch provinces are, in fact, Protestant at the moment, and Utrecht and Breda is not. Let's claim Breda. What? Breda and Ghent. Ghent is Flemish, which isn't, you know, exactly what we want. But that's That's fine. And that Breda and Utrecht would be all of the Dutch provinces. So that's good. And we can spread Dutch to other places if we wish. That's not necessarily a bad idea, since it will be cheaper for us to spread an accepted culture than to do it the other way. We got a lazy diplomat. Potentially 2 lazy diplomats. Not quite. Let's improve our relations with France. We also might think about looking at other people who are not one province miners nearby and try to get provinces from them through diplomatic means. By that I mean threatening war. So now we got this big red splotch across Western Australia because we own the entire coastline, I suppose. We need to develop it once again. Okay. Ravensburg. So taking out Gibraltar is a tempting thing to do. Feeding Moroccan provinces to them is not, actually. How many troops do the Ottomans have? And do they have anybody easy to attack? Tunis. They have Tunis. So we could attack Morocco, call in Tunis as a co-belligerent, and then they would call in the Ottomans, right? We could let Spain and France deal with Morocco. I'm guessing the Ottomans are top. Oh, not top, but they're pretty high on the list. 86,000. So we have 135,000. And our force limit is 149,000. So we can have roughly 15 more troops. We can get this pretty much uncontested. I would assume that Spain has claims on these. Yes, and they are still the right culture, and they are still Catholic. Still Catholic. Yes, they are Catholic, but they might have been Sunni. And when do I get the ability to make client states? I don't think there's any way of knowing that. I think it's 18. I don't know. It sounds right, though. It sounds right. 18 sounds right. I don't think that's true, though. It just sounds right in my head. Alright, Tuscany. What do you think about a potential alliance? Yeah, they think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So if we had Tuscany, Milan, and Austria as an ally, would Milan actually help us fight the Ottomans if we went right down to it? We don't need you anymore. Here. I just called you back. Sweating sickness spreads through London. I already have some extra revolt risk here. Who's won stability? Would I pay 800 ducats for stability? Probably not. Would I pay 100 diplo power for stability? Yes. Yes, I would. And essentially, because it's like 250 diplo points for that? Hell yeah. Alright, let's see what we're looking at here. We're looking at Bohemia would not join. Now, if I did this to humiliate rival, I can't actually take any land. The following peace options are disabled: full annexation, conquest of provinces, blah 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 blah. Yes, all we can do is get money, treaties, and stuff like that. It's useless. It's not useless, but it's not useful to us at the moment. That's incredibly attractive, actually. I do have to wait until this uprising happens. That's incredibly, yeah, that's incredibly attractive. There's a prospect right now. Get some power back. Alright, how is our little attack dog doing in Mexico? Looks like... Looks like they didn't win. Or did they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. Maybe they did and I just wasn't paying attention hard enough. In any case... What are you doing? Oh, he's conquistadoring. Right. Alright, so we'll be able to get that tech soon, but I need to do more development. Actually, let's buy a couple generals. I just had one die. So... Yes. Christopher Essex. He's got a siege pit. Buy another one. Richard Bedford's got 5 maneuver. Hey. Better than nothing. Better than nothing. There we go. Welcome. Welcome, Finnish. Welcome to die! Alright. Alright, so that should be good for a while. We have learned about a bunch of stuff. We have discovered the Asia. Yaren? Oh, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. No, it makes sense. I was like, what the heck? Delhi's huge. Karakayonlu is doing real well. What religion are you? Still Shia. Were they Shia before? So, Karakayonlu being this strong means that the Ottomans are less strong than they potentially could be. They have kicked a lot of Mamluk butt. But, yeah. Circassia, Crimea being basically dead. Have they converted this to Sunni yet? No. The Ottomans typically don't. So what exactly... Burgundy's converted to Protestant? You fool. I will not save you. I would like it if you converted your provinces, though. Right, that should cut down a little bit of money. Starting to get a little bit of decent amount of money from so Lund is now my core. Which is this province here. Danish Protestant. Okay. Do I already have a claim on Ghent? I do have a claim on Ghent. Let's get a claim on... Brabant? Artois? France already has a claim on Artois. I don't even have the claim yet, so that's fine. Oh. Right, next year. This is going to be Sweden? Yes. Alright, so... Claim on... Can't claim this because I need 30. Right, because I had 2 claims before. What? Oh, no. Jerks. I forgot that I didn't land my friggin' troops. And I just lost a conquistador. Will I have to buy another one? I might as well buy another one. And I think... Do I even need a conquistador? I don't think I do. James Cabot. Okay. So, we're thinking about... near future, going after Morocco's province of oh, we need to change the name of that. Morocco's province of Gibraltar. Probably making plans for the Ottomans and plans for Burgundy, as we normally are. And then seeing if we can't get another bit of stuff going on in the Americas. Norwegian Mexico, right? So, let's rename you. That is customized subject. So we'll call them... well, they're Norwegian. We'll call them New Iceland. That doesn't make any sense for Mexico, though. Let's go with... Well, then let's just go for another thing. New. There we go. I think it's Occitan. Not like this. I think it's... France, tell me. Tell me exactly what this is in. Yeah, it's just Occitan. Occitan. There we go. Okay. Get our claim on... Let's get Brabant. Claim on Brabant. And let's let these cores finish. So they're finishing right now. Let's sort by unity. I guess this. And got one more thing happening in when? 28th of May. Let's just finish this off, and then we'll end the episode. Colonial Ventures. Make our ships more expensive. Whatever. We got a large war chest with which to improve our things a little bit. So Real La Plata just finished. Did I have a colonist there? I believe that I did not. So let's take a colonist from... All of my colonists are in... Oh no, there's one here. Oh yeah, hey, Brittany. Good job, that's exactly the kind of thing I want you to do. I'll send in here. And this is... La Plata? Yeah, I think I noticed that they were doing this before, but... Yes, okay, I will see you next time on Let's Play Europa Universalis 4, where our colonial lackeys will do colonial stuff, and we'll probably start another war in Europe, because that's what we do.